following on from our 3D printed Mini Cooper S Rally Edition, this time round we'll go a little further back in the history books and get printing with an iconic two-wheel vehicle instead, the 1960 Piaggio Vespa 125. Back to Fab 365 for another great model. This time we're going with the Piaggio Vespa, a charming 1960s machine which marked the beginning of the large frame designs with its more advanced construction techniques. The Fab 365 model seems reasonably straightforward thanks to that fantastic folding design, so with a little preparation we'll get straight on transforming a 3D model into a physical object. So as usual, upon purchasing a model, we gain access to all the STL files for that model. Some parts I arrange together on the bed to print simultaneously, but note that the failure of one part may result in having to restart the entire group. So I do try to print more delicate parts individually in order to minimize any such issues. Once sliced though, it's on to the print. We've gone with azure blue for the main body of the vehicle, using Prusament PLA for this model, with the main body being the single largest piece. Printing at the recommended 0.1mm layer height, the body itself took just under 9 hours to print, and as always you need to make sure your printer is reasonably well dialed in, since we'll have various clips and other moving objects to rotate and clip into each other in typical Fab 365 fashion. I'm using a Prusa Mark 3S Plus for my printing, completely stock with no modifications at all, and it seems to be doing the job rather nicely. Plenty of other small parts to print for this model, although all taking considerably less time, some just minutes. Any supports are already built onto the model, so no messing around there. And although the site did state no brim was required, I did go ahead and add a small brim to one or two parts, just to err on the side of caution. Nevertheless, with that said, we'll carry on with the printing before we can construct the final piece. So upon print completion we have a larger number of parts here, and fortunately all parts printed nicely first time, no issues at all. With all our pieces now printed and cleaned up from any brim material, as well as the small amount of stringing and any other tiny artifacts, we can get on with the construction. In typical Fab 365 fashion, we have several parts that clip together and other parts that glue together, all relatively simple and straightforward though, being careful not to snap any parts that press fit, but being firm enough to ensure parts securely clip together. Again, quality is great and it makes for a really nice 3D printed project. The way the parts fold and snap together with pins and clips built into the model, albeit with some superglue thrown in for a more solid completed piece, all make for a pretty simple overall construction process, resulting in another 3D print that will sit nicely in any collection or perfect for giving as a gift.